In Apex Legends, attachments are important, right? Well, up until the recent firing range update, we sort of had to just assume that they were. I mean, an R99 with a golden barrel is definitely better than without a barrel, but how much better? And does it make more sense to put a better barrel on your SMG or your sniper? What exact benefits are we getting? So I wanted to take a look at barrels and recoil control and where it's best to use a barrel when you find one in Apex Legends. So we'll start with the R99, perhaps the most thought of weapon when it comes to barrel mods. As we can see here, the difference in recoil across the different barrels really isn't that noticeable. I mean, it is there, but after seeing this, I do feel like a higher level barrel may be useful elsewhere. To me, the stock R99 recoil isn't hard to control anyway, and after seeing these results, it makes sense. There's very little horizontal variation, which makes it easy to adjust for no matter what barrel level. With a golden barrel, the muzzle flash is removed, so to me, this is one area where it makes sense to put the golden barrel on the R99 and not something else, because the R99 muzzle flash in particular can be crazy. It should also be noted that the level 3 and 4 barrel do have the same recoil reduction. With the R301, it's a different story. There is more horizontal recoil. The overall recoil pattern sort of looks like a question mark. With higher level barrels, everything is compacted more, and this means that the end result with a high level barrel has far less horizontal recoil, which is excellent. So on an R301, getting better barrels can make a big difference in reducing what may feel like random side to side movements. In actuality, it's following a set recoil pattern, and this is where a barrel will help massively. So what about the RE45? Do barrels make much difference there? It turns out the RE45 has a really interesting diagonal recoil, so the barrel upgrades do help quite a bit. Being able to account for the recoil on the RE45 is quite easy though once you understand the recoil pattern. Simply just goes in a straight direction, in comparison to the R301, which is sort of all over the place. In summary, it seems that the barrel stabilizers do reduce recoil increasingly on each level upgrade, but the most benefit is seen on weapons with complex recoil patterns. Something with a simple pattern that's mostly just vertical or in a straight direction is easy to control regardless of a barrel attachment. So in my opinion, putting a high level barrel on an R301 would make more sense than on your R99, if you do decide to go with both weapons. So what about snipers? Do barrels matter? There is recoil reduction with high level barrels, but the benefit it provides depends on a simple thing. Can the recoil reset fast enough for the next bullet to be fired? In the case of the Longbow, every barrel will have its recoil reset before the next shot can be fired. In fact, even with no barrel, this is still true, so a high level barrel on a Longbow doesn't really make much sense. It would be much more valuable on something else. You could argue that it doesn't lift your screen as much on each shot, which may make it easy to concentrate on what you're aiming on. The Scout, on the other hand, though, fires much faster, so it greatly benefits from a high level barrel, especially if you are firing with a high magnification scope. With that being said, even the level 3 and 4 barrel require you to pull down quite significantly to hit your shots at long range when firing fast. However, the difference between level 3 and 4 and say level 1 is really noticeable. I would definitely recommend getting a barrel for the Scout. Next, let's quickly look at the Hemlok. With short bursts, the difference in recoil is almost impossible to notice, so it'd be a waste to put a good barrel on the Hemlok in my opinion. Even at faster fire rates, the difference isn't so noticeable. The LMGs are pretty strange, they both have very odd recoil patterns, and the difference is definitely noticeable with a better barrel. They sort of have this huge vertical recoil at the start, and then it levels out and transfers into a more subtle horizontal recoil. Even with a high level barrel, it's pretty significant, but yeah, there's quite a lot of reduction when you have a better barrel, especially on the Devotion, which has a huge kick to start off with. Okay, what about R99 hipfire? Do barrels make a difference? The answer is yes, but it's hard to measure. In my tests, it certainly felt a lot easier to control with a higher level barrel, but once again, all that really meant is that I had to hold down my aim harder with a lower level barrel. There's not really anything else to account for besides the vertical recoil. So in summary, here is how I would rank which weapons deserve a barrel. Obviously, this isn't a ranking for which weapon should be prioritized, but more which weapon you should save your best barrel for if you have multiple weapons from this list. Let me know if you agree with this list or if you think things should be ranked differently. I feel like now that we have the training range or the firing range, it's much easier for us to accurately tell what's good and what's not so good. Thank you for watching, everyone. If you want to see more content from me, you can catch me live or check out my gameplay channel. I'll put 2 links in the description. Alright, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the comments. Cheerio!